Hey folks, Tom Majors here again. I'm here to spread a little bit of truth about the Federal Reserve and how it all intertwines with the New World Order's plan for Agenda 21. Now, if you don't know what Agenda 21 is, it's not something I can explain in just a couple of minute video. I encourage the rest of America to look into Agenda 21 Sustainable Development, Go Green USA, whatever you want to call it. It is a plan, a systematic takeover of America. You may not realize that fascists are in our government. They have been for a long time. The military-industrial complex is nothing more than a branch off of the British Empire / neocon oligarch war that's been going on from the beginning of time. These bloodlines act like they have some type of warring effort, and they watch it all play out and look at us like we're idiots, because to them we are literally scumbags. We're worthless eaters because we didn't create millions of dollars, because on the evolutionary scale that they created themselves believe that only the strong survive, and if you didn't create billions of dollars in wealth, then you're a piece of shit and you're not human and need to die. I think that's insanity. Some folks may say, well, I mean, we've reached a tipping point on the population scale, and to some degree, they're correct. But back to the main issue. In 1913, the Federal Reserve was started because sovereign nations, they realized, was a bad idea. Because, when you get a nation like America, the strongest nation on the planet, by the numbers, not by real reality, because we've pretty much fucked it up. We've spent too much money. By September of next year, if you don't accumulate gold and silver, you're gonna perish. And you can take that to heart. The global economic reset is going to happen. And when it happens, gold's either going to be $8,000 an ounce. One day when we wake up, 99% of America doesn't own an ounce of gold or silver, because they're not used to having gold-backed currency. They don't understand it. And you can walk down the street with gold coins and try to sell them for $25, and people will laugh at you, because they don't think that gold and silver is money, when it has been for thousands of years. Only the past 100 years has it's not. Matter of fact, since 1971. So just recent. It only takes 3 generations to indoctrinate a nation. So just keep that in mind. They dumb down Generation X, which is me, and the millennials, but they didn't brainwash us all. And there's millions of me out there that's spreading truth. And I'm here to tell you that the Federal Reserve is owned by offshore internationalists that they don't give a fuck if America rises, falls, fucking burns to the ground. They don't care, because they have a plan called Agenda 21 that's going to create a America, Mexico, and Canada union, just like the EU. And then there's going to be an Asia. Russia's not in the equation, folks. Russia's going to be annihilated. And we need to really think about this. We are all people, man, regardless of where you live or your status. We let a piece of paper that, because we're the world reserve currency, we let a piece of paper backed by nothing but the petrodollar. The only reason why it is the world reserve currency at this moment is because OPEC still accepts the dollar as the world reserve currency to buy oil. Well, at the end of this year, China's going to be the number one economy in the world. So that tells you the end of the dollar is near. Now, how do you prepare for that? Silver. Get gold out of your mind, because we're all poor, okay? They made us this way. This was a created event. If you want to be able to buy a house for 500 ounces of silver, them days are coming. But you got to be prepared for this. And if you're not, you're going to perish, people. I'm telling you. It's fact. Every economist in the world will tell you that the old world is the new world, okay? The new world order really wants to go back to the old world order but have the United States as a giving back to the earth while they fuck the rest of it up so they can have the whole East controlled. They don't have to worry about the West, because strategically the West, United States, is the best place to be as far as war, because we have two oceans dividing us and we know if you're coming. So it makes all the sense in the world to X that out. Okay, make it a Zimbabwe nation, make it a defenseless country. Do you see where I'm getting at, people? This is Agenda 21. This is the New World Order. That is the New World Order, Agenda 21, Sustainable Development. For all of you that don't know, that's fact. That's truth. So what I'm trying to tell you is within the next year, by next September, the dollar will lose world reserve currency status. When that happens, you may not think that's a big deal, but we can no longer print money like we're doing now. Which means if we can't counterfeit money, well, we're pretty much fucked, right? Every central bank on the planet is telling their people to buy gold and silver and stick it out. Even the Chinese government, by God, is telling their people, just hold out, buy silver and gold. America's bankrupt. And they're right. We're $18 trillion in the hole. And we keep just giving money out like it's nothing because we can counterfeit our own money. Once we lose world reserve currency status, Katie bar the door, you cannot do it anymore. So the only thing left is gold and silver. Every central bank on the planet is buying gold and silver. India, at the first quarter of this year, bought fucking a quarter of the reserves of silver that was mined this year alone. Now, what's that tell you? That tells you get silver in your hands. It's cheap. And imagine being able to buy a beautiful home for $500. For 500 ounces of silver, which would cost you $1,000, $1,100. Okay, them days are coming back, but 50% of this nation, maybe even 60, won't get it. They'll refuse to go back to that standard, which is why you have the arming up of the government, because they know the people on all these entitlements and shit are going to go buck wild. And it's the government's fault that this happened. You see what I'm saying? They contributed to this disaster, this great society of LBJs, when all we had to do was accept John F. Kennedy's bill, which was silver-backed certificates. Back then, I have one in my drawer. That's real money, people. When you can trade in $1 for a tangible good, which is money, that's money. Look up Aristotle's definition of money. It's not counterfeited dollars. It's not. Money has four characteristics. What we have is currency. Okay? Get that in your head. If you can't understand it, I can't draw a map for you. You have to do the research yourself. But what I'm telling you is, if you don't have silver in your portfolio or silver in your hands, not futures, not paper silver, not paper gold, I'm not telling you not to go out and buy gold, because gold is going to be gold-backed currency. But what I'm telling you is, America's going to lose world reserve